Hello, it's the professor, and we are making a video on how to format an MLA style Microsoft Word document on an iMac. And so as you'll see, I've opened a blank document. I have saved it myself as Word MLA format, 9th edition. That would be for higher education, but high school teachers as well in their research papers often call for MLA rather than APA. So the first thing we want to start is with our fonts. So you want to make sure you have Times New Roman over here. That is the only accepted font. If your professor or teacher wants a different font, you may give it to them. But if you are using standard MLA style, it is Times New Roman throughout the whole document. And that would also be the size of the font is 12 point throughout the whole document. There is no size change for titles or anything else. So back to this. After we have our font size and style set, then we're going to go to line spacing. This would be this icon right up here at the top, but you can also do Command 2 or use this icon and it's 2.0. Next are the margins, and this we would go to layout, and the margins is on the left, and then normal, 1 inch at the top, bottom, left, and right. That's 1 inch on all 4 sides margin. Now we also want to make sure when we do the layout that the spacing, we've already set it at 2, which is double spacing, but we also want to make sure that before and after paragraphs, that's what this setting is on layout, is that it's both at 0. Oftentimes you'll have an 8-point set on the after. Change it, make it 0. All right, now we move on to the header. The header is at the top of the page on the right-hand side. I'm going to click twice on that top area and it will open up a header box. Key point is that you format the header inside the header box, or as you type or make revisions, it'll start floating all over your page. You want to make sure that header is fixed in the upper right hand corner. So next we could go to home and I can do right align, or I can do Command R, so align right. Your last name as a student, and then next would be, and by the way, if it's not Times New Roman because it's a new section of the document, you do want to go back and make sure that you have formatted even the header in Times New Roman 12-point font. Next is to insert the page, and I've clicked on Insert up at the top, and Page Number. Under Page Number, we'll click on the top. They should already be formatted for the normal. If I click on Format, the number format 1, 2, 3. You shouldn't have to change anything else because there's no different sections in a basic college paper. It is simply 1, 2, 3, 4 from the beginning. And I click OK. It has now inserted the number 1. I have not typed number 1. So when I start my second page, it'll say Martin 2. At this moment, I'm closing the header. Next, I'm going on to the heading. The heading is only once on the front page, upper left, not inside the header. So your name, your professor's name, the course, and often the course will be the course code that your college or university uses, and the section. You do not have to put the section under traditional MLA style. That said, your professor often does require it. So let's say this is section 40, and then the due date. Beautiful. That's the heading, ing. It's only once. It's not inside the header box. Our next task is the title. The title should be center justified. No bold. Do not make it bigger. Do not italicize. Do not underline. But it does need to be center aligned. I could very easily just go up to the top and click the center align. It says center text. And the cursor is now sent to the middle of the page. You can also do Command E. You should check with your professor or teacher about what they want you to do with the title. Sometimes professors want the assignment title, but other times they want an original, and that is what the MLA standard style is. Original title. So I could put the magic of MLA style 9th edition. There you go. Now when I click enter, it's going to still be on center align, so I need to take the alignment off and go to left. Again, if you know the keys, then you would be Command L or use the icon at the top to return the cursor to the left. To start your first paragraph, though, you would want to do an indent. That would be one tab key, indent, and then, of course, start typing your first paragraph. More times than not, your professor will require you to do research and or give you sources that you need to write about. In that case, you need a works cited page. I am not going to use enter to go to this, like enter, to just go down to the second page. The proper way to do this would to be insert a page break up here on the left, insert page break. It takes me to the second page. Please note that the name is appearing up in the upper left and it's gray because it's locked in. And now that I'm on page 2, it is the number 2. All right. Now I am doing a Command E, centering the cursor, typing works cited. This, however, does not get underlined. It is not a colon after. There's no bold. It's simple text, Times New Roman, 12-point font, but you should capitalize the C. Just as I did up here with the title, the first letter of each of the words is capitalized except for prepositions and articles, unless that article begins the title. Back down to works cited, and then on works cited we're going to get our cursor to the left again, and we're going to do a reverse indent for a citation. So let's say we are citing Jones, Alicia, period. So our citations for MLA start with a author's last name, then comma, and then first name spelled out with a period. Next is the title of their work. The title of their work would include the capital letters, and it would have quotation marks around the title. You then would need the publication name italicized, if it comes from a book, magazine, newspaper, or a website. Should learn how to spell. And if this is the publication name, I'm highlighting it because, and I go back to home, and there are, of course, more than one way to do this, but I need to italicize publication names. So I'm clicking on italics. You can also do a Command I, and it will italicize whatever you have highlighted. The date of publication would be next, and let's say it was 25 November 2024. Please note that is the MLA style format for dates. You can abbreviate the date, the month, but it would have to be consistent throughout the paper. Either spell out all the months that you use or use the abbreviation. And of course, this would be November, NOV period if abbreviated. And then last is the URL, the full, by the way, full URL address or DOI number for the source. Now, when you do put the full URL address or DOI, it is your choice, and some professors prefer that the link is dead, which means it is not blue and underlined where they can click on it and check your source. I prefer a live source, so I like when the link is blue and underlined. So that is, by the way, and if you insert and then a hyperlink, and whatever that address is, and now this link is alive. That's what we call it, because if I click on it, it takes me to a website. But there again are many professors, and how do you get rid of it? If you're copying and pasting and it's live in your paste, then you want to highlight it and go back to hyperlink, and you want to say remove, and you will remove the link. The last part of the formatting is hang indent. So we right click on it and go to paragraph and use the special hanging. And we're all done. You have a formatted template for an MLA 9th edition Microsoft Word document. Thank you for watching.